They first worked together with the Charlie Ventura Band, and that was in the late 40s. And over the years, their imaginative musical arrangements and sparkling performance style have earned them a special place in the jazz and entertainment world. And today it is a real pleasure to have them here on the program, to welcome them to Over Easy. Will you welcome, please, Jackie Cain and Roy Kral.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together. We may not go far, but sure as a star, wherever we are, it's together. Wherever I go, I know he goes.
Wherever I go, I know she goes.
No fits, no fights, no feuds, no egos.
Amigos,
Together, through thick and through thin, all out or all in, and whether it's wind, place, or shore, it's you for me and me for you, we'll model through whatever we do. Together, wherever we go. Together, wherever we go. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it, together. Through thick and through thin, all out or all in, and whether it's wind, place, or shore,
it's you for me,
me for you, we'll muddle through
whatever we do,
together, wherever we go, together, wherever we go, together, wherever we go,
we go.
Come on over, Jackie and Roy.
Here we are.
Gosh, how good to be in the studio with you guys.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. Pleasure.
You know the thing I remember about you from the first time I saw you, and this is rare. There are a lot of good performers around, but you represented from the beginning the top in a genre that there was a lot of good people in. Anybody who mentioned your name said, "Oh yeah, well that's artistic."
Well, thank you. Maybe that's why we're not more famous.
Well, there is something to that. If you go the mass route, sometimes it isn't quite as. Oh God, what a snob I sound like. You have not changed much because you probably have grown better, but there wasn't that much room for improvement from when I remember you.
Oh, thank you.
And maybe you've changed inside some way, but how have you? In what ways has your relationship or your artistry changed in your mind?
Well, I just think it's grown, and it's gotten better and warmer and fuller through the years, really.
Do you feel you reach people better than you did when you were earlier?
Oh,
Much.
definitely.
It's much easier.
Yes.
We have a greater understanding of people, of humanity. We've had a family. We've traveled. We've bought and sold a few houses, and
we've lived.
We've lived some.
Yeah.
So
I know you've lived. You've lived the good and the bad because you've had personal
That's
tragedy and everything. And I wanted to ask a little bit in the family connection thing. First of all, your daughter Dana is a singer.
yes,
That's right,
she
yeah.
is indeed a
She's
singer.
now 23 years old, and she started out as a dancer. She took ballet classes from the time she was 6. And we really thought she might be a dancer because she was a soloist with the Children's Ballet Theater in New York. But then all of a sudden one day she just said, "Hey, this is just too much discipline. I've
She
had
said,
enough
"Gee,
of it."
Daddy, I don't want to study dancing anymore." She said, "My feet hurt me," and she said, I don't think I want to marry a dancer and just spend my whole life there rehearsing and dancing." And I said, "Well, you don't have to dance. You don't have to do that." She said, "Oh, phew, thanks."
Well, that was smart.
And all of a sudden she started being interested in singing, which really surprised us because we never, pushed her in that direction. Never.
Did your
No.
parents or yours, either one, encourage you or push you to
I
go into
think
music?
my parents did a little bit, yes, because my father was a manager of theaters in Milwaukee when I was a kid, and actually the way I started was he presented me on an amateur hour.
Is that right?
And
Oh,
that's how I
see.
began, and then I guess I must have liked that applause and attention.
How about you?
My mother used to push me when I was a young boy with a soup ladle if I didn't practice piano.
Really? Yeah.
That's a great incentive to stay there and practice.
It's amazing how grateful you can be to a parent way later, even though it might have been agony
true.
at the time.
It's true, because music has taken us all over the world, has put just a little jingle in the pocket, and given us a very happy life.
And we feel very lucky because we can do something that we enjoy and earn a living at it. You know.
And you must have developed, inherited, and further developed some inner strength, because I know that the personal tragedy I referred to was the loss of their daughter, Nikki, in an automobile accident sometime.
That's
How,
right.
in adjusting to that, how...
Well, it happened in 1973. We had just moved into a brand new house. We were there for 5 days, living out of suitcases, and Nikki was up about 5:30 in the morning, went out to work with some horses, and evidently didn't get enough sleep the night before and fell asleep at the wheel and just drove right off the road and never knew what hit her.
Into a tree,
Thank
and
God
she
for
was
that.
killed very suddenly, you know.
And of course, then the new house meant nothing to us because we had planned a room for Nikki and a room for Dana and the whole thing that you do. And we couldn't perform any music. We couldn't even play a record because it would just bring us back to all the tears and everything.
How do you pick up the pieces of your life and put it together?
I'd tell you what I did. I was scraping basement walls, and I was out digging mud in the garden, and just anything I could think
Working
of.
hard.
Work,
Just
work,
hard
work,
work.
work.
Yeah.
Just hard work, and I'd be exhausted and sleep.
And get involved, because for a while we just didn't really want to be in music. We couldn't go out and perform, you know. It took us about maybe 6 months to really even think about starting to sing again. And I think it was some friends of ours who were very, you know, supportive, and they said, gee, what you guys ought to do is go back to work, you know, because get involved in life again. And of course we did. We took a job and we went to work, and we found that helped because we had something to do to keep our mind off the tragedy. And, you know, you learn to live with it. You eventually do.
And having Dana, I've got to ask
Oh,
you,
yes.
are you going to sing together with her? Will she sing with you? Or
She
do
did sing with us
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
We do television commercials every once in a while. I produce the music and we record them. And so I have reason to be able to pick the singers that I want. Well, I picked 2 lovely ladies to stand across from me and sing, and it was Jackie and Donna. So we all sang together on this, and then we're going to do a thing in nightclubs later next year. We're going to work out some things for a couple of voices and use Dana with us, and she's all for it.
Oh, that's a terrific idea.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of time you've been singing together, if you'd been in the Navy, for example, you could retire now. Would you ever down the line think of retiring, or would you want to just keep
People
on?
have asked us about retiring, and I thought, gee, if we retire, what will we do? Well, we might as well just stay doing this
No, you
until
know,
the
when you're
very
doing
last
something
day.
you love, you might as
Yeah,
well
yeah,
just do it as
sure.
long as you can do it. I think
Sure.
that's why show people don't retire.
Now, all of us here in the studio would sure love to hear another one from you.
Well, we'd be happy to do another
You've
one.
got one on tap.
Oh, yeah.
What would it be?
We're going to do a song from Godspell called Day by Day.
Oh, Day by
Let me
Day.
run over. I got the intro.
Carry on, and we'll be here listening. Thank you
Okay.
again. Jackie Cain and Roy Kral, ladies and gentlemen.
Day by day, oh dear Lord, 3 things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day. Day by day, day by day, oh dear Lord, 3 things I pray:
To see thee more clearly,
day by day,
love thee more dearly,